What's going on, guys? This is your Anime Degens BS Hour, our Thanksgiving edition. We got our guy Creags here back again to be our guest. How you doing, Creags?
Good. I'm doing good. How you doing, Bass?
Man, fantastic. We about to talk about a lot of fun things. I got my co-host Dan and Tyler here as well. So,
Howdy.
so this is
with the howdy all the time, bro.
Of course. I love it. So this is episode 42. On this rendition of the BS Hour, we'll be doing a first look of Food Wars, and then following that up with some more crackpot theories. This will be part 3. I love that segment. It's one of my favorites. So, I just love it. I eat it up.
It's like the OG segment. Like we did it on our first episode.
Yes, sir.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Right? Definitely.
We're going back to our roots, boys. Come on. All right, guys. So let's get into some news. What you guys got for us?
Yeah. So we finally got the subtitled version of the first Mashal season 2 trailer. And it's set for January. It turns out it's going to focus on the Divine Visionary candidate exam. So I'm pretty hyped to see Mash with his lack of magic dominate the Divine Visionary candidate exam, because we know it's going to happen like that.
Excellent. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I can't wait to get some more Mashal in my life.
That's basically like a tournament arc, right? Is what it sounds like.
I sure hope so. I'm excited for some crazy magic and just Mash punching shit.
Yeah. I mean, is Mash the next tournament anime? We'll see.
Yeah, I guess the next thing we got is Sim, which is Silence Is Mine. The band who did Rumbling from AOT announced a North American tour in 2024. I guess you should check out and see if they're coming to a city near you. I didn't even know about this, so pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's like an award-winning band according to Crunchyroll. They won Anime Song of the Year last year, so that should be really fun. I think they've done some other anime openings as well, but if you're into that heavier alternative music, it's definitely something fun to check out if it's at a city near you.
Heck yeah. I'm Googling whether it's coming to Charlotte right now.
Yeah, that's actually.
Last stop's in Boston, baby.
Oh, you lucky son of a bitch.
If only, what's their name? Shit, the singers of Oshinoko's OP.
Yasobi or
Yeah. If only they would come to the States, bro. Imagine.
And this is nuts. Yeah, we have Sim is actually coming to it's like 20 different stops in the US. And Charlotte is one of them. They'll be playing at the Underground for anybody interested.
Ooh.
Might have to check that out.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
I think if I wanted to see one anime band or anime opening band, I would definitely want to see Man with a Mission. Because I want to see a bunch of dudes rocking out in giant wolf heads.
That sounds pretty lit.
Dude, their music's banging, too. They did Raise Your Flag from that Gundam show I made you guys watch.
Oh, IBO?
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, what else do they do?
They did the Demon Slayer song for season 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got some heaters.
I remember you talking about the wolf-headed shit, so...
Awesome. Then the last bit of news we got is Anime NYC has been moved up to August. So it's going to be the 23rd through the 25th in 2024. And they did that to increase the amount of floor space they had. So Anime NYC is coming back earlier, bigger, and better. I wouldn't know. I've never been there, but maybe the Degens make a little trip. Maybe that's our con we go to this year.
That would be worth it. I'd enjoy that.
Yeah, I've been meaning to go to that. My friend went to the past one, and it looked really cool.
So yeah, I'll see you guys there. I might have to book that August 23rd. Cool. So guys, you want to get into it?
Let's do it.
Yep.
So we're going to be starting with a first look at Food Wars. So this is an anime that premiered in 2015. It's animated by JC Staff, and season 1 has an 8.15 on Mal. So to start, Food Wars is a story about a young sous chef, Soma Yukihira, who gets thrown into Totsuki Culinary Academy, a prestigious culinary school full of fucking snobs, with a graduation rate of 10%. Someone's been in the kitchen his whole life, chefing that shit up, and wants to make it to the top of the class. So I guess to start, how'd you guys feel about the opener?
I thought it banged, personally.
Dude, I was getting like OG Naruto vibes. Like when I didn't realize Food Wars came out in 2015. I was like, oh, this has to be like a mid 2000s like shonen bop. You know, that's like the vibe I got from it.
Yeah, likewise, man. Also, the animation made me think it was like mid 2000s. So it threw me for a loop when I saw it was made in 2015.
Yeah, the visuals was really, really good, I thought. And I honestly like the OP better than I did the ED for the most part. So the music and the visuals.
The visuals for the ED were something else.
Not good. Not good.
That was a lot of titties.
Oh, they get better, but no, the openings. I don't want to spoil anything, but no, the opening is they do that shonen thing where something intense happens in the show. They'll play the original opening, and I don't know why I love that, but yeah, visuals very well done. You know they do a good job when they make you hungry looking at anime food.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Yeah. I mean, with a name like Food Wars, they better be making me hungry, you know?
Yeah.
I thought the ending song "Spice" was a little bit better. That was my favorite. The visuals, not so great, wasn't my thing, but the actual song itself, I thought went harder.
I did love in the ED when they were having all the naked people like riding kitchen ingredients lying down, and it had, I think it was a shiki, just like riding a banana, like he had a huge dick. I was like, that's that guy's got confidence.
Yep.
It as far as the ending goes, like the when they was all at the table at the very end, I felt like the song just like was so much better at that time, and I really enjoyed that part of the ED. If you know what I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, where they're all sitting at the table and they're just repeating their actions or whatever.
Yeah, it's like the Last Supper.
Yeah, it was like the Last Supper, dude.
That's what it reminded me of.
Awesome. So, to first opening scene of this, I was kind of surprised. I wasn't expecting this. The first thing you see is the word disgusting, like slowly spelt out. And then we see that Soma has prepared some fried peanut butter squid. And I'm sitting there this entire time like, I thought this kid was a good chef. What the fuck is he doing? Like peanut butter and squid? It was a terrible combination.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting because like I didn't think it would start off with like the whole disgusting thing, especially for the main character. Like you would think you would show like good food, you know, at first. So
yeah, that's what I was prepared for. I thought this guy, our MC here, was gonna be like a terrible chef to start off, and I was woken up to the fact that he was actually A+ class.
Yeah, I mean, that little cook-off we had with him and his dad was pretty lit. You know, that fried rice looked really good. Thankfully, after seeing peanut butter covered squid, he chefed something up that made me hungry.
Yeah. Seems like those guys, those two, the Soma and his father, just like making really good food and really terrible food. So just playing with some flavors, which I appreciate as a home chef.
You got to experiment, you know?
For sure, for sure.
Maybe peanut butter on squid would be incredible. I don't know. I don't normally go out of my way to eat squid, so.
Yeah, I'm not brave enough to try that combo.
You ever do anything like that, Bass? Like experiment like that?
I'll like put different sauces from different dishes with different proteins and stuff like that, but nothing like fried peanut butter squid. Nothing that extreme.
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten pretty adventurous in the kitchen, especially on those days when like you don't want to go to the grocery store and you're like, what the fuck do I have? And you're like, all right, I'm going to take leftover meatloaf and turn it into a fried rice. Why not? Screw it.
Yeah. I've done
I don't put peanut butter on it.
Definitely not. Yeah, I've done things like I had like some Italian meatballs and I put like a Korean gochujang sauce on it. And it was actually one of my favorite dishes. I actually make it all the time now. So you got to play around a little bit.
Well, the best I got is I put barbecue and mashed potatoes one time, and it was pretty good.
That sounds really good.
Actually, sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I think I need to go eat dinner actually.
Oh man.
We're gonna get into potatoes in a little bit too. So
For sure. Did this opening scene like pull you guys in, or it make you like kind of like hesitant to keep watching?
I'd say it pulled me in. I mean, it started off with a joke because you're like, wait, why is it saying disgusting? And then he's just like, Soma cracks me up. He gets pleasure out of giving people that nasty food. Like,
Oh, yeah, he's a sicko. Yeah,
he's kind of a sicko.
this was a failure. Enjoy
Yeah.
it. Eat it now.
Yeah, then he goes to his book and he writes it down. And I'm like, jeez, dude.
It was also interesting that he was like out back of the kitchen, like in the alley cooking up shit. I was like, what are you doing out here, brother?
But like the scene, so after the cooking battle, he makes this girl eat this squid, right? And I did not know I signed up for tentacle porn, so I was very I almost turned this shit off. I was like, I don't know if I can watch this, man. Like this is too much for Daniel right here.
So yeah, me and Tyler were talking about this. I was like, Dan's gonna be in for a rude awakening here.
I was like, I hope you're ready, bro, to defend the show.
I'll defend it. I will defend it.
Like
good luck.
The food gasms were funny, but like the squid groping like a 15-year-old girl was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah, didn't sign up for that, like Dad said. Didn't see it coming.
I don't understand why they had that in the first 5 minutes, though. You know, like maybe if they introduced that later on down the line, or something, it could have been. I'm not saying it was good, but it could have been better than the first 5 minutes, because I feel like a lot of people probably would have turned the TV off at that point.
Oh yeah, you definitely do not watch this with your parents in the room.
No.
You go to your room, you shut the door, you lock it, you turn the lights off.
And you put on headphones because just the sounds. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like watching it last night and I didn't realize I had the TV on up to like 35 and there were just like orgasmic screams flying up my staircase to my bedroom where my wife is like watching TV. And I was like, I should turn this down.
I should put my AirPods in.
Nah, I'm trying to watch that on the big screen, boy.
That's funny. Yeah, it was definitely different. Like, I don't mind the way they visualize stuff afterwards. I actually really enjoy that because it's unique, you know. How they visualize what they're feeling, kind of, especially the God tongue. She does it really well. But as far as the tentacle thing, I felt like that went a little too far, honestly. But it is what it is. So, especially in the first 5 minutes, you know? So,
yeah, I was thinking, like, is this actually hentai? Like, I knew it was something, but this is a lot.
So, I want to touch on that. Do you guys kind of know how, who created Food Wars and all that? Do you guys know a little backstory about that?
Yeah, wasn't it a guy wrote it and then like he hired a hentai artist to do the manga panels?
So that explains why it's an ecchi. So the one creator, I think his name I'm gonna butcher this, Suduka, he wrote the story, but he wanted someone to draw it. So he hired Shun Sekai, and this guy is a well-known hentai artist.
Okay.
So this kind of explains why, you guys got really uncomfortable seeing the tentacles and why the guys are all really handsome, the girls are all really good looking. It tracks perfectly.
That makes sense.
See, now you get it.
I mean, yeah, I get it, but don't know if I like it.
They toned it down a little bit. Like, I didn't mind like the foodgasm scenes, but the tentacles were just a lot.
Yes,
well,
yes.
We don't really see it anymore in the first 5 episodes I watched. I didn't really see that anymore, right?
You see it one more time.
One more time in the first 5 episodes.
Oh, one more? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Not to that extent, do you?
I don't think the squid tentacle went up a skirt, but it was grabbing her pretty good. There was a full squid.
There was good grip.
Yeah.
Great grip.
Okay.
Those suction cups were a gripping.
Well, the first time we seen it, it was implying that things went really far.
Yeah. And that's when I went, oh boy, what am I watching?
Me personally,
Dan's-
I would have turned it off after that.
That's what
If
I'm
I didn't
saying,
have to
bro.
watch
Like,
it for you guys, I would have turned that shit off immediately.
Me and Tyler standing here like, yeah, what's the issue? I don't understand.
Like, this is actually kind of light, you know. I'm used to the tentacles ripping clothes off and stuff.
No, I mean, I see it as an issue for being the first 5 minutes. I've obviously that's gonna scare away people. Obviously, so
There's a reason this has been at the back of my watch list for like 3 years now.
Oh man.
Yeah, when you mentioned that a few episodes, Dan, I mean, probably several at this point, that people were having food gasms. I was like, that's like something people say when they like their food, but this shit is wild, boy.
So I guess before we get further into the plot, did anyone so I watched it subbed and I turned it on dubbed accidentally for like 5 seconds.
No.
And with this is trash and just switched it.
So I was gonna
watched
ask.
a little bit dubbed, but I didn't really enjoy it. So I switched it back to subbed because it goes really hard on the subbed. I feel like
I switched it to dub after the tentacle scene because there's no way I was going to sit there and pay attention and read shit while I watched this.
Fair enough.
You
So
just had to be able to close your eyes.
Yeah, needed that.
imagine it in real time. That's awesome, bro.
yeah, I watched it a couple years back. I watched it dubbed, and then season 5 came out. I watched it sub, but for the rewatch, I watched it subbed. So I was gonna ask, did anybody get to Erina's voice dub?
No, I didn't. I
I
only
didn't.
watched the first.
Oh, you guys missed a
couple
treat.
minutes.
You missed a really good treat.
Is it good?
So I can't remember who the voice actor is, but they go with like a Valley Girl accent. And it's like,
yeah, I know. Yes, I did actually get there.
Soma Yukihira. I'm not kidding. That is the dub.
I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was hilarious.
I know. See, I was into it too. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? I got to stop playing Yandere Simulator.
You legit play Yandere Simulator too?
No, I'm joking.
Oh.
I was like, fuck. Yeah, we learned a little something about our boy Tyler today. He plays a certain game to do a certain thing, and it's Yandere Simulator.
I only played this one game
With the
because,
lights off.
He
I
turns the
wanted
neon
to
lights off,
try
yeah.
it because of a friend, said that they had played it and it was really hard. And I said, well, I can beat it because I
I'm
watch
sure you
those
could beat
shows.
it.
I know how Yandere's act.
You know who the friend was? Is the little Minato on his left shoulder right now. That's the little friend who told him.
Fair enough. I'll defend Tyler. Tyler, I don't know if you know this game, Doki Doki Literature Club.
I've heard of it before, yeah.
So it's kind of like a romance simulator, and there's a Yandere, there's a normal path. I downloaded this, and I was ready to play it, and then my brother needed his computer back, and I never got to play it. So
If you want a great dating simulator, the Kentucky Fried Chicken finger licking so good dating simulator is the one you want to play.
It's great.
Is that legit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I used to stream it like once a year, and I would get really into the characters, and it was something else, man. I had to get hammered to play this game.
And I'd always be in chat just handing out the bits, handing them out. Love that shit. It's A+ content, man. Really.
I think didn't Dan see me streaming Yandere Simulator one time?
Oh, maybe I popped in and was like, what the fuck are you doing? And just laughed.
As I streamed it on Twitch. And then I think I got a warning after or something.
Well, you got a warning for that?
Is comedy.
Probably, I think so, because it was like very aggressive violence in it. So,
Oh, jeez.
you was trying to get with Senpai, and your rivals was trying to kill you, bro.
Dude, don't get me started on Colonel Sanders Senpai. He's a man. He's a man's man. Well, do you guys want to get back to Food Wars?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
sorry about that.
Yeah.
So basically, the first episode, like we said, has a food contest between Soma and his father, and he's lost, I think it was 489 times.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So he's coming up on the big 500, And during all this, so they feed the fried rice to all the customers, and Takeo, a businesswoman with some big cannons, comes to try and take their shop, but Soma makes her a dish to go away. And this is like the first scene where we really see a lot of foodgasming. I'll say it. And before that, like, Taiko is a bitch. Like, she vandalized the shit out of this place. She destroyed all the food in the kitchen. Like, fuck this chick. She should be in jail. And someone's out here making her a nice meal. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Call the cops.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. Get the fuck out of there, dude. You don't know what she's capable of.
Oh, we saw what she's capable of, and it's vandalism. Like, what's it? Like, grand vandalism? That was easily over $1,000 worth of vandalism.
Oh, yeah.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, the thing that you're missing here, Dan, is that he made a promise. He made an agreement with her that if he wasn't able to serve his customers what they wanted, then he would shut it down. And he's a man of his word.
And that makes you fucking break the law to that extent, dude? Like, what a bitch.
I'm not saying that she was right. She is a bitch, but Soma held up to his word, you know? And this is what makes it stand out so much, is that he was able to make a dish for her. Like, it's so intense, bro. Like that's one of the reasons I like this show. It's the intensity. So
he was chefing it up pretty intensely, and like, he was pretty creative here too. So she ruined all the meat that was in the restaurant, and conveniently he had been grocery shopping for breakfast. So homie made a gotcha pork roast, and it was literally just like mashed potatoes rolled into a loaf, and then wrapped in bacon. And this shit looked so fucking good.
Looked like money. Yeah.
I want to make this now.
Yeah, the show makes you want to do this.
maybe on a smaller scale, because I don't want to make like a full pork roast size thing of this. But like,
maybe like a little, like, hand size.
Like a potato sized. Like, maybe make a couple of them in case they're not good.
I'm sure it would be though. Like, I mean, like he was saying in the show, like the bacon fat getting into the potatoes.
Oh yeah,
it would hit.
Yeah,
add some spices in that bitch. Woo!
Yeah, they boil it, get those potatoes nice and soft, wrap that bacon, juices go all in, the bacon's crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. Heck, I'm going downstairs and make them right now.
We cooking with bacon grease now.
But yeah, so when Taiko, the business chick, eats this food, we see our first foodgasm. And I was into this. She was a baddie. And she had that like step on me mommy mentality that you guys know I love so much. And well, let me tell you, you should check this scene out.
It was a lot. It was a lot. Her clothes were flying off, her titties were flapping in the wind. It was a whole lot.
It's called art, Bass. Read a book.
Now, to be fair, they did not forget the husbandos. They had men with their clothes popping off.
True.
Too.
That's true.
That was fair. I was like, okay.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it too. I laughed a lot seeing all three of them, like, their clothes just rip off too. I was like, damn, okay. It's interesting.
Yes. And there was a couple of frames where it was like 2 lumps of human flesh. And I was like, are those titties, or did I just look at a man's ass?
Does it really matter though?
It does. It does to me.
Just imagine their titties, bro. It's fine.
I think the best part of that is the tease where someone lets her have like a bite and he takes the plate away. And it's like, she's like, no, come back. I want more. I'm like, oh my God.
I need it.
I was like, there's the hentai artist coming back.
Yeah. I was just sitting there like, why are people literally like busting nuts over food? Never in my life. I've had some good plates. I've cooked some good plates, but like, God damn.
Yeah, I was just, I've had some really good food, but not enough to make me need to change my pants after. But like, I think it's a funny use of comedy in this sense, like, it's funny. It's, as long as there's not tentacles, I'm cool with it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I mean, like the damn. Okay, never mind. I forgot what I was gonna say. It
No
was there, then
issues.
I just lost it. The tentacles just made me just.
My mind is an enigma.
Yeah. So after this, and Soma pretty much fights to keep the shop open, but his father kind of tells him, "We're shutting it down anyway, and I'm actually going to be leaving for the United States." And this is when he enrolls his son at Totsuki Academy, which Dan mentioned that has a 10% graduation rate. I thought this was some prime fuckboy activity. The man's going to New York City, the like perfect place to raise like a great chef, a 3-star Michelin chef, and he leaves his son in Japan. Granted, at a great culinary school, but I was like, you just gonna leave your son on like a day notice?
Yeah, that was kind of fucked up. But like, I feel like he has a purpose here. You know, like, I mean, we haven't learned this yet, but I feel like Soma's dad had to go to that academy. And that's where he learned a lot of his skills. And then he took those and traveled the world. And that's why he has all these crazy techniques that he has now, because he learned the basics here and then he went and did his thing, you know? It's like, I feel like he's setting him up for success versus bringing him to the United States where they're going to stick him in some crappy school that doesn't revolve around food, you know?
Yeah, he's right.
I mean, yeah, that's fair, but now your son has abandonment issues, so
Yeah.
I don't think Soma really like sees
he
it like
didn't-
that though.
I don't
you
think
know?
he cares all that much. But if
He-
it was me, I'd
Yeah.
crumble under the pressure.
I'd be mad.
Soma's
Like-
just pissed off that like he can't face his dad one more time, you know, and he can't run the business. He wants to run that business so bad. So
It's like, I defended this restaurant's honor. I kicked the, people wanted to make the luxury apartments here. And then, we're closing it anyway. Oh, you got to go to this school. I'm like, wait, what? What was the whole point of this?
He
Yeah.
didn't say they were closing it permanently. They said they were shutting the doors for 3 years while he goes to this school. And like from that, I was like, oh, so he gets the keys to the shop when he graduates.
Pretty much, yeah.
But
Yeah.
then I didn't realize that there's like a 10% chance that he doesn't, that he actually succeeds at this school. Otherwise, he's probably going to fail out. So,
Right. And I want to get into that 10% part.
Uh-huh.
Okay, if there's a school and only 10% of the kids graduate, is the school prestigious or are you guys just bad at teaching? Like, what the fuck's going on at your school? What are y'all's thoughts on that? I thought that was a little sideways.
I think it's just how strict they actually are. I wasn't really sure at the beginning, but after seeing a couple episodes of the school itself, they got some really dickish teachers. Like requirements. I don't know. Like I don't know how to explain it. So I guess y'all seen it as well.
Yeah, so I don't want to get too far ahead, but there is a challenge, and I won't spoil too much, where they invite a former top student, and he's just kind of introducing himself. He's like, "Oh, you in the third row, fourth column. Yeah, you. You put citrus in your shampoo, right? Yeah, you're out of here. That would mess with your food." I'm not even kidding. They're that strict.
Holy shit. Okay.
wait, I can't have citrus in my shampoo. That makes me a
Seriously,
bad chef.
because he used flavored shampoo. He's like, that's going to affect the aroma of your food. Get the hell out of here. And he literally kicks him out of the school for that.
Fuck, man. What if I want my hair to smell good?
And then as we go on, the challenges just keep getting harder and harder. It's the typical shonen, the enemies keep getting tougher. But yeah, it is a rough school. Like, I would not be going here.
No, I'd be in shambles, bro. I hardly got through my finance degree. Fuck.
One of the things that I can compare this to, I think, is Blue Lock. Honestly, how they do it with Ego. If you remember, I feel like this is almost the same situation where Ego is just like pitting them together. Pitting them against each other and making unrealistic requests. And in order to, surpass and keep on moving, you have to do it. But those requests are very, very hard, and it's not likely that you will complete them.
And you need to be a certified psychopath to complete them.
Yes.
pretty much.
Pressure
Is
makes
what I'm getting
diamonds.
right now.
Yeah.
So
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I had a teacher, well, a professor at college. I think 40% of us like passed an exam, and he was like, you know what? I failed you guys. You guys failed the exam because of me, and he like retaught everything. Great guy. Great guy. Love this dude. And it just like made me think of that. So yeah. Outside of this, guys, were there some characters that you guys liked or disliked in particular?
Yeah, so like I like Soma, but like he seemed really one-dimensional to me. So I'm hoping that we see some like conflict or strife with him, because like him just coming in off the street and just like kicking everybody's ass in these cooking competitions, tying number 7 of the top 10 elite council or whatever they're called. Like, I don't know. It's just like you figure like you have to have a little conflict in there. And I'm hoping, he opens up a little bit and has some actual challenges. Because in the first 5 episodes, he was just kind of doing his thing, getting drunk off that rice juice, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was funny. Like, this woman is just in there making sake all day.
I like that they put on the screen though that it's actually really juice. I wonder if it was actually like juice or like alcohol juice.
Oh, this was like the wine I used to make in my closet freshman year, where I put yeast inside of like a thing of juice and like put a balloon on top of it. That's what this was. Yeah, that's juice, but it's gonna get you fucked up.
True. That jailhouse shit. We used to sell that in high school. $20 for a 2 liter, allegedly.
Allegedly. Another one that I really liked personally was Ishiki, which is the number 7 that Dan was talking about. He basically goes around cooking in his apron with nothing else on, which is very funny to me.
Dude, his butt dance, that shit was funny. Like, he's just in an apron shaking his ass in front of 2 dudes. I was like, I would be incredibly uncomfortable if this was me. But this is funny. This is just dumb humor, and I like dumb humor. But I also really liked Ishiki. He was probably my favorite character we've seen so far, because like he's doing all this gaggy, stupid shit, and then he gets super serious while still wearing nothing but an apron. And he's like, "We're gonna have a cook-off, buddy. Get ready." So I really enjoyed that flip of a switch in his character.
Gotta lock in sometimes.
While in a mama bear apron, yeah, why not?
Do your thing.
What about y'all? Who's y'all's favorite so far?
I'm a big fan of Soma. I think he's hilarious. That chibi style they do with the white eyes always cracks me up. Really big fan of Erina and all her Valley Girl dub. Now, to Dan's point, these characters do develop as the story goes on, and they get more depth and they get better. So I don't know if you're continuing to watch, but I hope you do. It's a really good show.
Yeah. Arena was probably my favorite. I was loving the Valley Girl accent. I was eating that shit up, and I was absolutely entertained by her being a bitch to Soma.
I was really entertained by her being wearing some like goddess attire with a bunch of baby Soma angels flying at her while she was eating that rice dish. I was cracking up. I was like, she's gonna be too proud to say this was some dank food.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm watching you literally like have a come to Jesus moment while eating it. Come on, lady.
And that's the thing though, her visualization is so much better than like most of them, because you think it's doing good and then all of a sudden the things that are bad pop up. And when they come into that dream state or whatever, it's really interesting to see that. So
yeah, I love that she was like way more critical, like you're saying, Tyler. There was one scene where she was like taking a bath, and she found the food very soothing at first, and then there was a fucking gorilla in the bath as well, and she like freaked out. I thought that was pretty funny.
I loved how she's like meditating under a waterfall, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Because this is like no context, and then all of a sudden you see a jukebox smash her in the head, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
she's definitely got the best visualizations as of yet, as of episode 5 for me personally. So, another one that I really liked was the well, not really liked, but the glasses kid. If y'all made it to episode 5, you see the glasses kid. He reminds me of the dude from Gintama, bro.
Oh, Zenji?
Maybe he's glasses, black hair.
Yep.
Literally looks like the glasses dude from Gintama.
Kenpachi.
Senpachi,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. And he acts klutzy like him too, so
Yeah. He gets better in Gintama.
Oh yeah, he becomes really badass in Gintama.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Any funniest moments? Favorite scenes out of the whole first 5 or 6 episodes that we watched?
Yeah, I think like my favorite part was it was in episode 1 or 2. I can't remember which one it was, but with the gotcha pork roast, like that whole scene with clothes exploding everywhere just from eating some mashed potatoes with bacon on them. Like that was hilarious. I really enjoyed that. That was so funny.
Very good.
For me, I really enjoyed his entrance speech, honestly.
Bro, that was some shit.
Yeah, that was hard, bro. When you had God Tongue back there in the little camp or the little tent area or whatever, thinking that she got away from him, and you just hear his voice up there just going to town out there.
Yeah, and then he fucking mic drops everybody. You guys are trash.
This is just a stepping stone, bro.
That shit went hard, dude. That shit went so hard. And I just love how cocky he is.
Yeah, he knows he's got it. He knows he's got the talent.
I think there was one scene where he's like, I'm not going to lose to a bunch of kids who have never looked a customer in the face. And I was like, yes, that's my boy. You got wartime experience in the food wars right now, dude.
And I really enjoyed the failures. Outside of the tentacle thing, the failures are really funny to me. He's just forcing the failures onto people. And I like that. It's funny.
I think you like the tentacle thing, dude. Don't lie to us.
Hey, I mean,
Yeah, he does.
We're not
he
gonna
does.
yuck your yum. No worries, man.
Never that. Yeah.
I've seen better hentai, bro. So.
Oh.
I don't want to see your search history.
No,
Yeah.
Tyler, just what you got to do is type in this artist, and you will find what you're looking for.
I don't actively search for it, but you know,
He's actually
I
typing
see
at
it.
his keyboard right now, and we just saw like the come to Jesus look on his face, like angels in the background, white light coming down on him.
All right, I'll be honest here. When I found out he was a hentai artist, I'm like, no way. So I type it in, and I look, go incognito, shut my door. I look at it, and I'm like, oh my god, that is Megumin Tadakoro getting dick down right now. It's like, holy crap.
Fuck. Fuck.
So I'm going to warn you, you're going to see some familiar characters.
I'm not going to see anything.
Yeah, no. It's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. I ain't looking that up.
So he does fan fiction, I guess.
So it's just his drawing style. So those characters look very similar to what he drew in Food Wars.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, I know who that is. Shit.
It's
Okay.
interesting.
Sick little fucker.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Good for him. He made money off that.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I guess my favorite moment would definitely be the tentacle. No, I'm just kidding. I'd say it's episode 3 when Soma gets his first challenge and him and Megami have to cook that dish. And those kids sabotage the meat by leaving the lid open, and they pour salt in there. And then he's like, just go get another pot. I'll go get something. I'll be back. And they finish it before the other kids. And he's like, oh yeah, I used honey to kind of help the meat along, decompose it. And then the teacher actually smiles for the first time ever, and they get an A.
Dude,
That's awesome.
that teacher's face was just like pure bliss.
Yep. And then the other kids screw up the dish anyway.
Yeah, they actually poured some salt in it and let the
It
sauce
burned.
reduce. Yeah, reduce too much and it burned. That was beef bourguignon.
That's what that
And
was. Okay.
yeah, and that's one of my regular dishes that I cook on like the weekends during football season because it's a braising dish. So I was actually really excited to see it in
There you
the
go.
anime, and I was like, I could probably pass this challenge. Like I have a really good recipe for it that I've made over the last couple of years. But I really like the fact that they use like real cooking techniques, using honey or citrus or even yogurt that has certain enzymes in it actually breaks down meat. It doesn't do it as fast as what they showed in the show for the honey, but it works as a tenderizer, which I love that little piece of information.
This is definitely. And then there was during, I think it was episode 5 when they had a little cook off. He's like, "Oh, use this French technique," and someone's like, "What you talking about, dude? I just cooked. Like, this is just this is my dad taught me. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's raw. He's a raw talent."
Yes.
What
I
is
read it in a book. Well, a magazine. Yeah. It was cool.
Cooking magazine, yeah. Like, dude, kids bright.
Very bright, very bright. Last thing I wanted to kind of ask you guys, was there anything that you would change? I'll go first because Dan mentioned something and Creags addressed it. Was that the Soma felt a little flat? He was kind of like just steamrolling all the challenges. So it's good to hear it does get a little bit harder for him. I just kind of like felt like, okay, he's going to win this challenge. He's not going to have a problem with it through the first 5 or 6 episodes. So if that changes, I could see myself maybe looking at this at a different time. But the sexualized 15-year-olds were a little much for me.
Yeah, that is a lot. But we're looking at that through US based eyes, and the age of consent in Japan is like 14. So
Oh my God.
I guess this is kosher.
Yeah,
I guess.
it's not kosher to me. Nah, this shit don't fly to me, bro.
So this came out in 2015. I can't use my Bleach excuse where I was grandfathered in. So yeah,
It's a little too recent for that one, buddy.
you can't use it.
It's like when you go look at like Britney Spears back in the day. You're like, hey man, when she was this hot, I was like freaking 8, so this is fine. She's hot. Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I use that excuse for Bleach, One Piece. I'm like, hey, I was a teenager when this came out, so y'all can't get me.
Yeah, I was just like thinking, like, who is this for? Like, it didn't seem like it was for kids, but them being 15 definitely threw me off. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, I mean the fact that it's animated by a hentai artist really just sets the tone there that it's not meant for kids.
Right. But like, why not have them in like college at least or something like that? I don't know. It threw me off of the whole thing.
So this appeared in Shonen Jump, so I think they were aiming for teenage boys. Is kind of how I think.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
But to defend that hentai artist, he can draw. Like, those scenes where they describe the food, like he's like a knight in shining armor. It is incredible. It's like, I was like, is this a different manga? He just takes all this inspiration and all this stuff. And yeah, I read it and I watched it, so I'm kind of biased.
Understood.
Gotcha. So I have a question for you, for actually more for like Tyler and Krieger, because like they've read a lot of school-based anime and I have not. What the hell is with these Japanese academies having like overpowered student groups that run schools? Like I'm watching this, I'm like, why is this just like Kill la Kill? Like why do the teachers have no power? Like why are they under the thumb of some student organization,
It's just always like that. I can't really explain it, but you did hit that actually becomes a plot point later on.
Okay.
I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, I mean the student council is like usually very prominent in like a lot of the school-based things, honestly. But this don't even feel like a high school or whatever. This feels like a college area in all honesty, especially since like it's like a college. That's what it feels like. It's like a college. And the fact that they made it into a high school type thing was questionable to me, when it could have so been a college scenario. So
Very easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I feel like it's a college area just from the school alone. Like whatever middle school, high school kid is going to a school like that instead of going to school. You know what I mean?
Ones with lots of money who can send their kids to a private school that has dorms.
Yeah.
They're really common up in the Northeast. They're all over the place like that.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
they are.
even in the Southeast, there's a lot of boarding schools. Like I have several friends that once they turned, I think it was old enough for middle school for like 10 or 11 or something like that, they got shipped off to boarding school by their parents until they graduated. Then they went to school with me.
Jeez. So they were having foodgasms and tentacles all happening in the dorm.
I pray to God it wouldn't, because most of them were only boys' schools.
What's up?
Hey, I got this transforming furikake rice. Can you try it? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Shit's getting weird.
But yeah, like I mean, maybe it's because it's like the only other ecchi I've ever really watched. Like I'm getting Kill la Kill vibes from this show, just with like,
Yep.
exploding clothes, very sexualized images, and the top 10 versus the elite 4 in Kill la Kill. It has kind of the same vibe, just very different premise.
Extremely different.
Yeah, I mean this show, it honestly could I think it could stand on its own though without like all the etchiness that's there, because the cooking and stuff like that is so unique and like intense, and it could do it, and it could really do it. I understand why it's there though.
Yeah, I was about to say, I understand why it's there because it adds a lot of comedy to the show. And if it didn't have that, it would just feel like just another shonen, but around food instead of fighting,
Yeah, like, I totally understand why it's there. Maybe it probably would be even better if it toned it down some, maybe, because then people that aren't a big fan of it, would probably enjoy it even more, so.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
All
But
right,
I will
guys,
say,
go for it.
I really like the action. Like when he was cooking, like it felt like you were watching like Naruto.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. I really actually enjoyed that. And some of them were like still shots, and he's just like sliding across the screen with like a knife in his hand.
Dude, his knife skills were fantastic.
Clean.
That man can cut a cabbage up, let me tell you.
Well, shit was about to go down when you seen his knife, this box knife set open up.
The
and
briefcase?
You see his 3 knives.
The briefcase, dude, he's down here for business.
Let me get my knives out, baby. Okay.
Excellent. So lastly, I'd like to get some ratings of the first 5 episodes and whether you guys would suggest our listeners take a look at this. Tyler, let's get your opinion first.
First thoughts on this. I thought it was going to be like very, very crazy amounts of ecchi. But it's actually not that bad compared to what I thought it was going to be. It's actually more focused on the food and that kind of stuff more so than the actual etchiness. Would y'all agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think the etchiness just stands out more because it's so over the top.
Yeah, I mean the first 5 minutes it was a lot, but after that you only got like a couple of ecchi shots each episode, honestly. So, I think I would hit it around like around a 7 for me now, just because it made me laugh a lot. I thought it was really funny. There was only a couple minor things that I didn't like, but overall, I think if you are okay with ecchi and you know what ecchi is, and you enjoy the ecchi humor, like if you enjoy things like 100 Girlfriends That Really, 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 Really Love Me or Love You, whatever,
You left a couple
you'll love
reallys
this show.
out of there.
So you'll really love this show. It is the humor's there for what it's worth. I'm probably gonna keep on watching this. Might watch it dubbed since Creegs and them was saying something about the
Aaron,
God Tongue's voice was
Yep.
really good. So
All right. So let's hear it, Dan.
Yeah, so I think it's a very unique show. Like the concept itself is really awesome. Because like you're getting the food, but like you're also getting like a shonen style battle scene in it. And while the foodgasms are a little much, it doesn't take away from the show, I feel like. So I'm probably gonna give it right around a 7, like Tyler said. I don't know if I'm gonna keep watching it right now, but I might go back and revisit it. You know, I think the blend of like culinary creativity, strategy, and everything else that we've seen so far is really interesting.
Understood. Krieg's, I'll go so we can end on a positive note. While I did enjoy like 80% of the show as I was watching it, like Tyler said, there's like a couple of like edgy moments as you go through it, and that was
Etchy, dude.
yeah, and it was definitely throwing me off. That and that they were, I guess, underage for the United States. It made it not feel okay to me. You know, if that's okay in Japan, that's one thing. But if I'm watching it here in America, that's how I'm going to judge it. Only have my eyes. That being said, the food looked amazing. I really like that they were using like real culinary tactics, and I guess that was awesome. Some things that I use myself while I'm cooking in the kitchen. Really love that. Some I thought was a great character. I thought there was some really good characters, but the etchiness definitely took away a lot of what I was enjoying. And I'd have to give it like a 5.5 maximum for me. That's being generous from where I'm sitting. So that's pretty much it for me.
All right. I guess it's me. So I am a little biased. I'm the Food Wars PR person, pretty much. I've watched this whole series. I read it. I really enjoyed it. For the first 5 episodes, it's the tip of the iceberg. Like to address some of the concerns Dan had. Some of the characters kind of felt one-dimensional, one-trick ponies. Kind of Soma just kept rolling through all the challenges, But as we go on more in season 1, you meet more characters, more difficult challenges, and even as we get further, they do the typical anime thing where they bring up the Totsuki Elite 10. You finally get to meet them. And then we get even the adults they introduce are very important to this story. For the first 5, I would give it a solid 8 out of 10.
What about overall?
Overall?
What do you have it overall?
So, if I were to give an overall score, as I look at my Food Wars mouse pad over there, 9. I would give it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this series.
Okay, so for comparison, what does One Piece get?
That's a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
There's no.
Okay, because I've got like One Piece like a 9.1. Like I don't give 10s out. There's problems with everything,
I mean, I literally have One Piece tattooed on my arm.
Yeah, he's all in. He's all in.
That is true.
So you said you had a Food Wars mouse pad. What is who is it of?
Here, let me grab it for you guys. I can show it to you. So
I want to know who it is. Who you got over there?
I don't want to spoil too much, but it's
that's
basically a season 2 mouse pad.
Okay.
That's
So
pretty
it's like
cool
a
looking,
collage
actually.
of all of them, basically. Okay.
Yeah. So
I was ready for a Foodgasm mouse pad, so I'm glad that you had the advancedness in you to not have that.
Bro, I've got a wife. Do you think that would fly here?
My man's keeping it classy.
She'd be like, "What the hell are you? Get out of this house right now!" I'd be like, "Damn it!"
Tell her not to listen to this episode.
Oh yeah, she ain't.
I feel like Kevin's wife is probably like my wife, where she's like, I don't like anime, so I'm not going to listen to your podcast. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, literally.
All right.
You don't need to hear me talking about big old anime titties all day.
Well, I explained some things to her. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of like what goes down, and she just gives me this look like,
Like,
like she's
What is wrong with you?
yeah.
I feel like we've all gotten that look, though. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Well, I guess that's it for Food Wars. It was a very fun Thanksgiving treat for y'all. But I guess we move on to the second segment of our show, right?
Yes,
Let's do
sir.
it.
All right, we're gonna do Crackpot Theories Part 3. And basically there seems to be no end to the crazy stories that anime fans tell themselves about the shows that they watch. Whether it's wild hunches or unbelievable headcanon, we love looking into it and we want to share some of that with y'all. And if anyone who listens wants to talk about their own crackpot theories, hit us up on Discord, Twitter, everywhere else. We're on most social medias. And maybe we can have your theory. We can break it down a little bit, talk about it on the podcast someday in the future. Linktree.com/anime Degens.
Hey,
Plugged.
plug.
Nice plug.
Well, awesome. I think since we have a guest, we should let him go first with his first his crackpot theory. What do you got, Creags?
All right. Have you guys heard of the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya series?
No.
I have not.
Okay,
I
so
have
I'll-
heard of it, but I have not watched it.
All right, I'll give a quick summary so we're all kind of on the same page. I took this straight from Crunchyroll. Kyon is a cynical and sarcastic teenager. The first day of his first year in high school is filled with hopes of a normal school experience. Hopes that are immediately dashed after meeting the beautiful and eccentric Haruhi Suzumiya. Haruhi is an athletic, brilliant, and completely bored with life. At Kyon's accidental suggestion, she decides to create her own club dedicated to finding and observing life's oddities, like the aliens, espers, and time travelers she believes walk among normal people. So this was a very famous light novel back in the early 2000s and is really credited with the boom of light novels being created. And I think Toradora shortly followed this series as well and only strengthened it. It's created by Kyoto Animation, and I believe it was animated in 2008. So basically, Kyon is the only one to break down Haruhi's walls. She doesn't like talking to anyone. She's very off-putting to everyone. And she decides to create this club called the SOS Brigade. And she is bored with life. She's like, I want to meet an alien, a time traveler, an esper, all this weird stuff. She's really into weird things, like a cult club. So, little to her knowledge, Kyon starts meeting these people. He runs into a time traveler. He runs into an esper. He runs into an alien. And it's all because the world is bending to Haruhi's will. Like, she's creating all these oddities happening. So there's this really good fan theory. I didn't think about this, that it's not Haruhi that's bending the will of the world. It's Kyon. Kyon is basically God. And he's subconsciously creating these scenarios to please Haruhi. Because there's also a theory he likes Haruhi, but they don't explore that too much. So my man is God and doesn't even know it.
Maybe he does know it though. He just don't want to admit it,
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's kind of hard to explain if you haven't really seen the show, but that's
Yeah.
basically what it comes down to, is like they just give countless examples of all this stuff that happens. And I don't know, maybe someone in the Discord has watched this as well. They might be able to help me out here.
The club that you're talking about, it really reminds me of Mob Psycho. The one that shares the club that shares the room with the body fitness club or
Body
body
improvement.
improvement club. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it sounds like on the same level as that. You know what I mean?
So it's like they call it the SOS Brigade Club, and they just kind of like they just F around in the room, pretty much.
It's the
They have
same
a-
club.
Yeah, literally. They at one point they have a feud with the computer club, and they have a little
Okay.
competition to get a computer from them.
Okay.
Haruhi's kind of
I
a
like
bully.
that. I like that.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've thought about watching this before. I just haven't got around to it yet. It seemed like a really interesting drama, I guess you would call it, right?
Yeah, it's like it reminds me of a lot of Monogatari. It's very weird. It's mysterious.
Without
But
the
it also
etchiness, though, I think
no
so.
etch. There's no ecchi. Well, no, there's some fan service scenes, but not
Yeah.
like Food Wars
Or Monogatari.
or Monogatari's got a bunch of those. But yeah, I would give it a watch if you're interested and you got something that kind of need to backlog it. It's on Crunchyroll. It's 2 seasons and a movie.
Okay.
So it's not too hard. I think it's like 28 episodes in total.
Sweet. So I guess I'm next. So I've got 2 from AOT, so I'll do them back to back because they're pretty short. So if you guys remember in the final, the very end, spoilers if you haven't watched the AOT final and you live under a rock. I'm sorry.
About to say spoilers.
This doesn't really pertain to the actual story too much, though, just the what if at the end. So at the end, we see a boy and his dog walk up to the tree that grew over Aaron's grave. And during the final battle on the back of the monolith titan that Aaron became, there was a man and a dog who were like storming the scout regiment or whoever they were at that point, whatever they call them. But so like my theory here is that like, did they get the power of the attack titan and transcend time to come to this battle? And now we have a dog titan? Because like that makes sense, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at these pictures you have up and they look very, very similar.
So where was the second picture sent from? I mean, did you get this from on Aaron?
Yeah, so it's on Aaron's back.
Okay.
He's a giant skeleton titan thingy-mabob.
Okay. I've never noticed that while we was looking at the back of Aaron. So it's interesting.
Yeah, being a dog guy one. Is that a dog titan? Like that's fucking badass. And we got the end of like, holy shit, does he get the titan power and we're getting a sequel? And speaking of sequels, so Attack on Titan ended, and during the end, you're watching this like very futuristic city being built in the background, probably another 3,000 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Titans coming back, and are they gonna fight fucking Gundams? If that's a sequel, I'm 1,000% in. Like that is not a crackpot theory. That is like my headcanon I want to happen, because if we can have Titans fighting robots, that'd be so fucking badass, dude.
I'd be very happy.
I mean,
personally,
Titans are just mechas. They're just flesh mechas, dude.
They really are. Yeah,
They really are.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I guess I like mechas now. So
I ruined Attack on Titan for Tyler. I was like, dude, Attack on Titan's a mecha.
it's going from like a I don't know what I have it as, like a high 8 to a high 6 now. So
all you have to do is say mecha. It loses 2 points, guys.
Dan literally set that up for Tyler. Like, yeah, how much do you like it? Yeah, in the back of his mind, this is a mecha.
Yeah, I think I talked to Dan about this like 3 weeks ago. This has been in the chamber.
Been in the chamber heavy. I missed the AOT episode because I was traveling, and I was like, boys,
Dan really wanted us to
we're
talk
getting
about
AOT
it.
versus Gundam, baby. And I'm so in. And I was like, this is the perfect time to talk about it. We're doing crackpot theories. Sorry.
Yeah.
So sorry, but not sorry. Tell your friends.
But yeah, Dan, I'm glad you noticed this. I didn't notice the dog titan until my second watch through, where I was kind of taking more notes instead of just for pure enjoyment. And I thought the same thing. Like maybe that's what happened. I'm hoping the Titan cycle didn't restart. Maybe if we got some Gundams or some extra mechas for them to fight, it'd be awesome. But yeah, I think it's a great theory.
You feel like the human race has to come up with some better weaponry as they build these futuristic skyscraper-ridden cities, like
100%.
Give me some Gundams. And you think the Titan could beat a Gundam? No. They got beam sabers, dude. They're just gonna slice your head off. Right at the nape. Game over.
Easy.
GG's. I mean, if it depends. It depends on if we get any like dreams, like what's his name? He dreamed that he could fly.
Yeah,
And
Aaron
then we
dreams he could be a bird.
flew. So
I could be a bird.
you know, so I mean, if shit like that's happening, then yeah, they can be Gundams, bro. So
Nah. I think Titans can battle in space, dude. Come on.
we're not
It'd be
battling
cooler
in
if they
space.
could.
Imagine if we had a Titan with like a spacesuit on. Oh, that'd be fucking
Jesus.
awesome.
Yeah, but that, I mean, I do wonder. I think I said it. I think me and Bass talked about it. You do have to wonder, like, what that actually means. Them going into that tree, just like Ymir went into that tree so many thousands of years ago. So, but,
Yeah, great theory though. This is what I love about this segment. We just get to sit here and bullshit and talk about what ifs. Very fun shit.
Awesome. I have one more. I can save it to the end if you guys want to be really quick. Up to you.
Go for it, man.
All right. So my last theory, this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And if you guys have watched part 2, they fight the Pillar Man. And the Pillar Men decided to go into like hibernation because they couldn't beat a certain somebody. And that certain somebody is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And he was a stand user, baby. And the stand he had was Stairway to Heaven.
Oh my god. That
Hey yo.
that tracks so well.
That's JoJo's in a nutshell, dude.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
well, we've hit peak bullshit hour. So,
And I guess-
I'm here for it.
It turns out I haven't read JoJo's yet, so I guess in Steel Ball Run, Jesus Christ is a character. So they beat me to it.
Yeah.
okay.
Cool. Is that it for you, Dan?
Yeah, that'll do her.
All right. I'll do one as well. And mine is from Attack on Titan and my crackpot theory, which I have evidence for. I have good evidence that Titan bodies are made of yeast, or at least mostly yeast. I got some supporting evidence from Tumblr, from Dan Loves Anime on Tumblr. So appreciate you backing me up on this one, my guy. So to start off, we have Ymir, who is the original Titan and has the founder and all the powers. So Ymir is actually the name of a Norse frost giant that is made from yeast itself. So we have some real world ties to this theory to start off. And you know what, guys, I always come with the facts. Gotta come with the facts, boys. And then from here, I'll get into like the properties of yeast. So if you guys are into baking or if have seen yeast in action from maybe your mom
Can
cooking.
I ask a question real quick?
Sure.
Is this brought on from the fact that we watch Food Wars?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was just gonna say, this fit really well.
I'm just curious.
No. I've had thoughts about this before, and maybe I was after I saw like the info card. I think in season 1 or 2, where they bring up yeast, and I was like, this makes fucking sense. So I got on Reddit, and some people were backing me up.
Okay.
So you guys know yeast, like it in large amounts, it can produce like gas and heat when activated. So that's similar to like a Titan body, or like you see with the Colossal Titan. Very, very hot, a lot of steam. Makes sense for yeast, right? And then yeast expands and grows over time, given certain conditions and humidity. And that would be your body turning into a Titan. And also, if you guys have ever made bread using yeast, you punch down the dough to reduce the volume. And it kind of just dissipates, much like when they actually stop using their transformation, or if you kill like a regular Titan. They're also very light, which would explain there being like a lot of a large amount of air, a presence of air. And then lastly, I want to bring up that Ymir is seen working with sand in the paths.
Mm.
You guys seen yeast before? It looks like fucking sand.
She's just out there making bread.
Yeah, I mean the paths probably smell crazy, but it could be yeast. I'm just saying.
So if you watch the extended version of Attack on Titan, there's actually scenes where Ymir is taking the little Titan body she makes and she puts them in the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys missed that? Oh
Is this-
boy, you gotta watch the extended edition.
It's a big ass oven. God damn.
She's just like,
I think he's watching shit like I watch it now. So
Oh man.
the unabridged version.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Chiaotzu. I caught a Pokemon. Chiaotzu.
oh my
Yeah,
god.
you're never living that one down there, Tyler.
I
We're
love it,
never
bro. I love it.
we won't let it go.
I'm telling you, my head canon is strong.
I see. And I'm gonna finish off with a couple of other points. So on that info card that like started this whole thing in my mind, and I found that there were others, the yeast gang, and there's actually a special kind of yeast that's on Paradise Island. That it's only on Paradise Island. So I think the subjects of Ymir just have a really bad yeast infection that gets activated by Titan powers at this point. Or they're prone to yeast infections.
So, do they not have OBGYNs in Attack on Titan?
I don't think so, man. Some medieval shit going on over there.
Hey man, they get airplanes by the end. Come on.
Somewhat.
Yeah, fair enough. Then lastly, UV light it activates yeast without heat, and that'd be consistent with Hanji's findings that Titans go dormant or they get very, very tired at night or in areas with low lights. So makes sense. They all got yeast infections or are prone to yeast infections, and that's my crackpot theory.
So TLDR, Aaron is the breadwinner.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Is he really though?
I mean,
He lost.
well, no, he won because his goal in the end was to lose. So he won, right? I mean,
I don't know. It depends on how you look at it, I guess.
I call it a
Overall, I
dub.
guess he won, but he lost.
Lost the battle, won the war.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, he had his Doctor Strange moment, and he just saw it was the only way, man. What else are you gonna do?
there was other ways. There had to be.
Yeah.
Nah.
I'll blame Armin. I'm sticking to it.
Fuck that kid.
But that's interesting. Only I think since you're a chef
Mhm.
Bass cooking it up over here. I like that.
I want to make some bread now.
You.
I want to make some bread, and I want to make it shaped like a Titan.
Do
Just
it.
play
And send a
rumbling
picture.
as I cut it up and dip it into like goat cheese or something.
Oh fuck
right.
yeah.
I need someone on DeviantArt to do a Food Wars Titan collab. So they're building this yeast Titan. I need to see Soma making it. Someone do it.
Somebody make it happen now.
Instead of Ymir in the past, just Soma with his knives, just shit-eating grin in his face.
He just opens it up, pulls his knife out. Okay.
That'd be so stupid. All right, Tyler, what you got for your theory?
So mine is a bleach theory. It is about Aizen, and basically it's saying that Aizen is actually a good guy, and so he just
Excuse
went.
me?
Yeah. So hear me out now.
Space.
Is he like Aaron Yeager good guy or like good guy?
Okay. I don't think he was on the same level as Aaron Yeager, honestly, but I think that it could have been done better. You know, he just went about it the wrong way. He wanted to do it the wrong way, but I could see this. You know, so what if Aizen actually knew about Yuabaha and the Quincy's, the war coming up, right? So,
Well, he
What-
definitely knew about the Quincy's.
well, what if he knew that the war was coming for Yuabaha to, try to overtake all that good stuff that we know about. So, what if that's the reason why he wanted to overtake the Soul King, Aizen? Because he knew that the current Soul King probably couldn't defeat Yuabaha, So, and he thinks that he's capable of defeating him and stopping the war from happening and all that good stuff, right? Because he can with his Shikai. And that's the thing. We only ever saw his Shikai, and it was so OP and broken. And it could probably defeat Yuabaha by itself, right? So imagine and we didn't even get to see his Bankai. So imagine how broken that could be, but we didn't get to see it because, plot reasons and stuff like that, obviously. Because why would we need Ichigo if we have Aizen's Bankai, right?
So you're saying take over and destroy the Soul Society to save the Soul Society?
Well, so this is where he went about it the wrong way. So he could have flawlessly did what he needed to do if he would have just used his Shikai on Ichigo, but he didn't. He let Ichigo be free of his Shikai, and that was the reason why all this happened, because he had everyone else, under his control, right? Hypnotized, right? Except for Ichigo, in a way.
Boom.
And so, I feel like the only reason why he wasn't under his control is because of plot armor as well. Because, like I said, he wanted Ichigo. They wanted Ichigo to advance. You can't have. What's the point of having Ichigo if Aizen is capable of doing what Ichigo should do later? You know what I mean?
So you're trying to tell me that Aizen is just gonna infinite Tsukiyomi the Bleach world?
Imagine, bro, if his Shikai is this powerful, imagine how powerful his Bankai was that we didn't even get to see. You telling me this man don't have a Bankai? There's no way.
Keep cooking, Tyler. I like this.
The only reason why we didn't get to see a Bankai was because it would have been like a Madara effect. Like, it would have been so powerful that you would have to call in more powerful people like the Otsuki to come down and defeat him. And that would render Ichigo useless as well, is the big reason. So
the only thing defeating Aizen is plot armor.
Plot armor and Aizen himself, basically, yes. Because, like I said, we only seen his Shikai, and his Shikai was so powerful that Ichigo barely won. Ichigo, we all saw it. Like, Ichigo barely come out of that thing alive with just his Shikai, and his Shikai wasn't even enforced onto Ichigo. It was just a raw battle, So, but basically, Aizen had the intention of saving the world and Soul Society, but being a smart tactical man as he is, with powers capable of being called ass pools, he just went about it the wrong way, basically. But like I said, how else could he do it? Because you're talking about rendering Ichigo useless. You're talking about having a power like his Bankai that we don't even know about that would be way, way, way too OP. And plus, he's gonna take over the Soul King, the current Soul King, in order to become the Soul King himself. So obviously people wouldn't go along with that, but that's where the hypnosis comes in, and he just left Ichigo free to do what he wanted to do at this time because of plot armor, right? So
the interesting thing with that is I don't think it's plot armor, because I'm pretty sure Aizen knows the origin of Ichigo.
Yeah.
And knows that he is born of Quincy and Soul Reaper blood and has Hollow in him too. So I think it's like a science experiment for him. He's like, I want to see what this kid can do, because this is interesting, because I've been trying to do this synthetically. And this homie just did it,
And it could be that, but there's the whole thing is he didn't use a Shikai on him, which allowed that tiny little room for error that did happen, and that's why his plan got fooled. So
Yeah, Aizen, it's a combo of his arrogance was his downfall, and he was also very interested to see how powerful Ichigo could become. To Dan's point, he's been trying to mix Hollow and Soul Reapers and Quincy's, and then this kind of just all fell in his lap, and he's like, "Oh, this kid's gonna be born having all these powers. Let me watch this for a little bit."
Curiosity killed the cat type beat. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. I
But-
don't see Aizen being a good guy though, because that ruins one of my favorite villains in anime, and I don't want that to happen.
Hey man, you didn't see when he caused the rumbling with those Menos Grande coming out?
But I mean, just think about it though. Like, do you think Aizen could beat Yuabaha with just a Shikai?
No,
I'm gonna say no. If Captain Yamamoto had to bring out his Bankai and he got clapped, I don't
and
see
you
it
have to
happening.
remember too that Yuhabaha has that power that he can see the future. So
Yeah.
like, he's gonna know what's coming, so he's not gonna fall for it. You know.
But this is all with just a Shikai. We were talking about his Bankai too, that we don't even know what it is. But if his Shikai is so OP, then imagine what his Bankai could be.
I mean,
is what
I'm assuming his Bankai is basically the infinite Tsukiyomi at this point. You know, like that would make sense.
I mean,
That really would.
Yeah, hypnotize
Um,
everyone. But I just think Yuhabaha is too strong, you know, and I think Yuhabaha could take down the fully fused Gyokyu like Aizen pretty effectively. I mean, that's like the big baddie of Bleach. And Aizen was just a stepping stone, no matter how badass he was, you know?
Well, even if he couldn't take him down, my theory is, he felt like he had a better chance at taking him down than the current Soul King. Like I said, he just went about it the wrong way. And obviously we can't have Aizen, even though he stopped Ichigo's, theme song, he's not going to become the main character. You know what I mean? Ichigo's still the man. So, not Aizen. And that's why I think that we didn't see that progress, obviously. One of the reasons why. But it would be fun to see that kind of confirmed or something like that, because I think it's possible, that he was just trying to be a good guy. He was just trying to save the world, save the Soul Society from, Yuabaha and the Quincy's, even, because he was cocky. He felt like he could do it. So
I just feel like it doesn't fit his character, you know?
But maybe you're hypnotized too, bro.
We're just in the infinite Tsukiyomi.
Okay. I'm hypnotized, right? Yeah.
I am the MC, so he chose to, pardon me. But so
Talk to him, Tyler.
I've not had the Shikai used on me yet.
Damn, dude,
but
I can't believe I got Kyoka Suigetsu'd and you didn't, dude. This is bullshit.
Maybe it's because I have Minato and you don't. So
you're right about that. I don't have a little Minato living on my shoulder.
Yeah. Can you imagine Aizen's Bankai was the infinite Tsukiyomi, and then Kishimoto found it, he's like, yo, you put that in there? I'm gonna sue your ass. That's why he never did it.
Yeah, maybe. Because I don't know. I wish I knew.
They did beat Aizen in a very, very Naruto way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we can't beat you. We're just gonna seal you up, and we'll worry about you later.
Yeah, forget about it.
Yeah, it's I mean, I feel like it's a very valid thing that Aizen could be in his head wanting to be the good guy, but due to his actions and his, I guess you could say, not actions with Ichigo, he ended up being a villain instead. So, for good intentions, I guess, but.
Cool.
But I that's my theory. I enjoy it.
I don't like it.
I don't like your mecha shit either.
I just like Aizen as he is. I don't want him to be a good guy.
I really like Aizen too. So
Well, awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's Anime Degens podcast. Appreciate Creags coming on again. It's always fun we have him on. If you would like to check out his content, we'll put the link tree in the bio and we'll drop it in our Discord as well. Not sure what we have coming up next week. We're not there yet, so we'll let you know in the Discord. And make sure to rate the podcast. And if you guys have any fun topics you think we should discuss, let us know in the Discord as well. Linktree.com/animedegens, and hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Go Lions, because that's the only day they get.
peace. Later.
Watch and read Food Wars.